Now, London Tonight has had exclusive access to a special project in South Africa this week, and today is no different. In the next few minutes, we'll meet two policemen sharing their years of knowledge from opposite sides of the world, and they're learning from each other.
The Met are taking part in a special project thousands of miles from their usual beat, and they invited us to join them. Here's our correspondent, Ronke Phillips.
Bobby's on the beat, but the areas they patrol are worlds apart.
Oh, so they've got running water around here?
Southwark Borough Commander Malcolm Tillier tours the Black Township of Khayelitsha. Around 1 million people live in this squatter camp in cramped and squalid conditions. And until recently, 4 people were being murdered every day.
I understand about 3 years ago we were getting about 30 murders here in Khayelitsha just over a single weekend. And that's dramatically reduced, I understand. How many are you getting now?
Our murders down for the weekend is 2 to 3. Because of the community involvement, all the new reservists that we're recruiting.
The murder rate is also high in the neighbouring township of Mitchell's Plain. One of the biggest problems they have to deal with is armed gangs using playgrounds to settle their differences.
Gangsters use the playgrounds for warfare after hours, and they shoot each other, and this is what we get after hours and in the mornings when we return.
So you find these in the playground, and this is gangs in the area?
This is gangs in the area, yes.
Thankfully, the gang problem in Southwark has not reached anything like this level. But with the recent spate of teenage murders in the capital, Commander Tillier believes there are lessons to be learnt from his counterparts in Cape Town.
In Southwark and across London, there are real problems around young kids getting involved in gang activity, gun crime, weapons, and we've seen the tragic consequences of that in recent weeks. And here in Khayelitsha and Mitchell's Plain, they've got very similar problems, but they're much worse. So we certainly don't think we've got a monopoly on good ideas, and I'm very much looking to see what we can learn around tackling those issues from colleagues here in South Africa. From London, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Be it Southwark or South Africa, there are also lessons to be learnt from those forced to live in areas with high levels of crime.
The robbers, they took their bags and they look for the cell phones because they're not working.
Do they carry weapons?
Yeah, sometimes they carry weapons.
Drug abuse is behind much of the crime, with the use of crystal meth, or tuck as it's known, spiralling out of control.
There's some girls that actually sell their bodies. They, at night, they sell their bodies, they use the drugs, they use the money for drugs. And then tomorrow morning they have a bath, back to school again. And it's sickening.
So how many volunteers would be out on the streets at a weekend, for example?
On a weekend we have about 180 volunteers.
Cape Town is winning its battle against crime, albeit slowly, but seeing the reality of its problems firsthand has persuaded Commander Tillier that the solution, both in Southwark and Cape Town, lies in good community relations.
As we've heard today, there's been a reduction from 30 murders every weekend here in Khayelitsha to about 3, and that's as a result of working with the community and involving other people, because the realities of the police service, we can't tackle these issues alone.
Ronke Phillips, London Tonight, Cape Town.
Wonderful stuff there. It's been a really, really good series. Now, we ended there with those lovely children leaping up and down to a good purpose. Now to a ridiculous purpose.